Have you ever looked at something so hideous that you can't even stand staring at it for too long? When a car designer creates works on a car, it has to be signed off by a head of design and then other members of senior management long before it finally is revealed to the public. This allows plenty of opportunity for a few nips and tucks. The result usually is a car that looks at least acceptable to most buyers. But sometimes though, a car is presented to us that looks so horrible that it defies explanation. Welcome to Brinkat. In this video, we are going to be looking at the 10 ugliest cars ever made. Number 10. 1946 CROSLEY CC. CROSLEY's miniature cars were popular during the gas rationing of World War II, and when peace resumed, they were ready with a new car called the CC. It was one of the first production cars to use a slab-sided design with no running boards, and one look makes you wonder how the trend ever caught on. I mean, seriously, with its squashed visage and undersized wheels, the CROSLEY looked more like a toy than a car. Under the toilet seat cover hood sat a new stamped steel overhead camshaft engine, which proved to be every bit as troublesome as its container was ugly. And as prosperity returned after the war, the CROSLEY was left behind. Number 9. 1958 SUBARU 360. Do you remember this bad boy? The rear-engine two-door city car was manufactured and marketed until 1971. Serving as Subaru's first automobile, the tiny car was nicknamed the Ladybug in Japan, where it was surprisingly one of the nation's most popular vehicles. Malcolm Bricklin brought the Subaru to the US, advertising it as cheap and ugly. And of course, by advertising it that way, it's no surprise that only 10,000 were sold. Number 8. 1951 Allard P2 Safari. Who thought that it was a good idea to graft the front of a sports car onto the back of a woody wagon? Well, it seems like the British automaker Allard did it. And the results are every bit as revolting as one might expect. There were only around 10 to 13 cars produced, with only 5 known to exist up to this day. We imagine the rest were destroyed by mobs with torches and pitchforks. Number 7. 1975 AMC Gremlin. Well, the car is just as ugly as the name indicates. The AMC Gremlin looked like it belonged in a cartoon rather than on the streets, especially with its wonky hatchback. The fact that it was named after a make-believe monster just made matters worse. Despite how ugly it was to look at, the Gremlin closed sales at nearly 700,000. I guess there are really some people with weird taste. Number 6. 1979 COMMUTA-CAR. If you're a fan of SpongeBob, then you might recognize the shape of this car to be the same as one of the bullies there, Flats the Flounder. Can you see the resemblance? Originally named the City Car in 1974, this small coupe borrowed its design from a club car golf cart. In 1979, the design was sold to Commuter Vehicles, who changed the name to COMMUTA-CAR. As they changed the name, they also upgraded the design to a 6-horsepower electric motor, along with hideously oversized bumpers. Number 5. 1996 SSANGYONG KORANDO. Designing the ugliest cars in the world seemed to be South Korea's national pastime for much of 1990s, though expert makers were often spared from most of these visual sins. But not for the SSANGYONG KORANDO, which escaped to the Europe like a lab experiment gone wrong. From the front, this chunky off-roader resembles a Jeep Wrangler that lost a fight with a taffy puller. From the back, it looks like a geo-tracker wearing zombie contact lenses. Cheap and capable, the Jimmy Durante of off-roaders had one undeniable drawback for its owners. They had to see it every day. Number 4. 1998 FIAT Multipla. There was so much wrong with the Multipla's design that one won't need a lot of time to find new things to make fun of. A hood that looks like it's been sawed upon. A pacer-like devotion to fishbowl glass. An overall impression someone sawed 2 cars in half and stuck the top of one to the bottom of the other. The interior is no better. All of the gauges and controls are crammed on the center stack, giving the appearance of a Fisher-Price toddler activity board that's been attacked with a razor blade. A Multipla is so far out that even the French thought it was awful. It truly is one of the ugliest cars in the world. Number 3. 2004 SUBARU BAJA. The BAJA looks more like a collaboration between Kia and Taco Bell than a standard Subaru release. With an all-wheel drive car or truck hybrid Despite lofty expectations, the BAJA only had a 3-year run, from 2003 to 2006. It's the kind of car that gets your neighbors selling their home to request that you kindly park your car in the garage until the contract is signed. Yikes! Number 2. Pontiac Aztek 2001 to 2005. Besides Walter White speeding around New Mexico evading the law and drug lords in Breaking Bad, there's not much else that's cool about Pontiac Aztek. The vehicle was a far cry from innovative, looking merely like one car stacked atop another. Take a closer look at this, guys. Nevertheless, if you search for Pontiac Azteks for sale online, you'll see many marketed as the car driven by Walter White. At least there is something to be proud of for owning this car, right? Number 1. SBARRO AUTOBAU Concept. Looking at this car, it's as if Bruce Wayne, having spent the family fortune, was forced to create a Batmobile from a Bond bug. Amazingly, this concept isn't from the 80s. It was revealed at the 2010 Geneva Motor Show. While there was something special powering the wheels such as the mid-mounted 12-cylinder unit from Ferrari, the Autobau only produced 500 brake horsepower, which isn't much by today's supercar standards. That's it, guys. Those are the 10 ugliest cars ever made. Can you imagine paying for and driving around in one of these hideous cars? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, let us know by dropping a comment and hitting the like and subscribe button. Also, turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. We'll see you next time.